Okay, so drawing today perspective from how to perspective from Samson. Yeah, just for so there's a trailer. Samson looks very cool. So it's like before GTA 6 we have this kind of stuff. Так. All right. Hello, Hamza. Так. Okay. So you see this what I'm talking? You like just how to make your practice interesting, because this thing what we should constantly like keep in mind. It's let's make it bigger here. Because like as artists we need to practice a lot, like whole your life, and to do like more than 10,000 hours of practice, right? Different stuff. So make it fun for yourself. It just make your life better, right? So, and one way of making it fun, just draw what is interesting for you. Draw is like you see something cool, so let's break it down, like practice some perspective from this stuff. So let's see here. So, and what we can learn from just tutorial itself, right? We can see like type of frames. We can see like a long, like size of frames, like close up or full shot and stuff. And we can see camera angles. And specifically for artists, because you see like what I was kind of always talking, it's really important to have like your specific direction. So it's like, what is your exact art direction? You're not learn draw in general, because like if you're like learn draw in general, maybe you will like draw in nude models whole your life, right? Then why you need perspective? What you don't need this, don't to kind of bother with perspective in that case. So, but if you want to draw like comic books and like storyboards, stuff like this, so then when you draw frames, when you draw like particular shots, they always have perspective grid. So you should always have perspective grid in mind. And when I realize this, I start to break down like a typical shots from like animation, from random absolutely movies I can find, from comic books. So you can see is like every frame is particular type of perspective grid, and you need this perspective grids because this what you do, right? You don't need this like just some kind of just like knowledge which you need to think how to apply it. Then you have like direct applicable practical knowledge. So it's a perspective grid. So here let's see, immediately we can like look for y-axis, so vertical, right? So we have some hints like from poles, right? So it showed me, okay, this is like 3-point perspective angle, right? So this type of shot calls like a down shot bird view, and in perspective you can call it like 3-point perspective, right? So we have this level convergent, Then I can see where will be straight. Yeah, maybe about here. Anyway, so this are y-axis. Y. Now let's see z and x. Yeah, so we need perspective to create like volumes, right, and space. So let's see z. For example, I can see like maybe this road I can take as a z-axis. So let's see, is go. And here we can see is like horizon line somewhere there. It's just like kind of blur. So to find exact where is vanishing point, can draw more lines to collect this here. Still okay. About here will be the vanishing point. So have the vanishing point, then it's easy to draw convergent lines just to this vanishing point. And x. And you see again, it's like there is so many lines, and to be able to read it, you need this kind of practice. So this kind of a point again and again. I repeat. People like ask me like, how to start to learn perspective, how to improve to like high level of perspective, and I always say like, do this stuff. Like you know what is 2-point or 3-point perspective, right? It's like everybody already kind of knows this because like 5 million tutorials talking about same stuff. It's just like 1 point, 2 point, 3 point. It's like stop at place. Right, so and then like what to do, kind of best practice you can do, it's this kind of breakdowns. You can draw your own pictures, but you know, you need to kind of invent pictures. You need to make like whole scene with a perspective grid, and without like breaking down and without like analysis, like good quality material, you actually too limited. Like your perspective, your picture vocabulary is too little. You need to build more of your visual vocabulary, and you build this visual vocabulary by breaking down this kind of whatever, like any random scene from any movie, from animation. So that's it. So here we have this perspective grid. Later I will draw it on the paper. So here is just, you can watch in the beginning of video, you can watch like direct like perspective grid on a picture. Because then you see now with perspective grid, we can like make everything very, very clear. Like we have this block, so we know where is y-axis, so I can control verticals for vehicles. Then we have like block for helicopter. So now it feels like I'm working with actual space, and I put like actual forms in this space. So immediately it became like more real. Like, you know, I can see is like this helicopter is like above this ground here. Can put some people, maybe like running. shooting. Like, stop right now. Draw your weapon. That's light from helicopter, so we see it's like a conus, right? So all this now we can like cut. So, but you best do this when you have like unifying space. So this perspective grid is not about like having like perspective which give you like all vanishing points. No, you don't need all vanishing points. At first you need unifying space, and then if you want like, some extra vanishing points, like I don't know, building here, right? So building here will have same y-axis, but it have like different vanishing point. Let's say this slash here and some vanishing point there. So for this vanishing point, it's outside picture, so I draw it as perspective grid instead of making vanishing point. So I have this line, I have horizon line, and now I draw in like perspective grid. Here I have vanishing point, so it's easier. So this way I can draw entire building now. So I don't draw too much lines for this building with its own vanishing points. You see, so it's because it's just one building, why I will waste so much paper for making perspective grid for just one building, right? So this kind of priority you need to keep in mind when you work with perspective grid. Because it might be like confusing when it's like, oh, but there is so many vanishing points. Like what kind of perspective grid should be? It's like perspective grid with 20 vanishing points. No, same, just 3 axes, x, y, z. Some perspective grids have vanishing points, some don't have, and like I say, it's more as like type of a shot. Like I have video like when I'm talking about like all type of camera angles, or like camera angles in Akira, camera angles in Ghost in a Shell, in the Masamune Shiro works, right? So there you can see is like what kind of it's a limited variance. So instead of this like boring, annoying repetition of 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, right? You actually have like from me you will have this like set of perspective grids for different type of shot, for different type of camera angle, and this is like something you really need, is like your perspective vocabulary. So let's try if we take this edge of a building as a z-axis. So let's see. So now I guessing, right? It's like making my investigation. Here we have z. Yeah, maybe on the ground will be better. So I'll take from ground because this building might be rotated. So if we take these lines from the ground as the space. And also it's okay, like you remember like what is your priority here. It's okay to simplify too. You don't really have a goal to like manage, draw everything exactly as in a reference. No, you don't have this goal actually. It's like drawing from real life. Nobody ever Like, I mean, from professional artists, right? Like, difference between amateur and professional. Professional realize how limited he is, so he's kind of like understand, so like I cannot do like everything exactly as I want and as I see. So you manage your limitations. So here again I choose which to take as default space. Let's take like X align with this car here. So it's kind of just like 1 point perspective grid here. Kind of this, right? Just parallel. So this one will be simple. Так. You also can make clear horizon line. You can also, if you want, you can not always, you know, and like have tutorial about like how to calculate height and ratio and proportions in perspective. I think before is like something which you need to do constantly, but then I realize it's not like you don't need to every time like you see this guy here, right? It's like, okay, so this guy, I don't know, you need to figure out like 170 for example, right? Centimeters. So his height 170, and then horizon line. Oh, it seems like right one more guy. So it's like height of two guys. If 170 two time, we will have like 340, right? So it's like so this is height of a camera here on this page. So you see it's like we have this car, like police vehicles. We see roof of a police vehicle because camera is higher than vehicle. Okay, so it's like vehicle here is look like, if we take guy, I don't know, like car seems like 160, and then between the roof and horizon and camera level here will be is like 180 kind of centimeters distance. So just again, so you can do it as exercise. Sometimes you need it, but not always. But it's important to understand, so when you need, you can break it down. Hello, Yuko. Так. What's this one? Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of like dude was like falling down, and he's lucky. He been like caught on in a fall, so it's not fall on the ground. The axis like y-axis, right? So, and here you see I have shown like exactly how it look on a reference, but when you do on your picture, you can exaggerate, you can alter it a little bit. So we have Dutch tilt, right? These are vertical y-axis. Now let's see. So the axis here, it's a very convenient tiles on the ground. Oh, and Also this. Kind of here. So, and again, we know principles, right, of perspective. So where is the vanishing point? There will be horizon line, or camera height, or eye level. Так. So let's see, just make some more. Z. Так. And X. Same. X also here is good reminder. And this how you also remember essentials. By repeating all this stuff again and again. It's a reminder that Z and X is 90 degree, right? So we here have these tiles on the ground. We have 90-degree angle. Так. So here are X. And let's make horizon line. Also, now I'll show. 1 second. So if we don't, if our y-axis is not convergent, like here they're almost parallel, but anyway, sometimes if it's not convergent, then like it's always horizon line and y-axis will be this. When it's convergent, then there will be some line which is no, one axis from y-axis which will be 90-degree perpendicular to horizon line. Just keep in mind. Which kind of, you know, this helps sometimes to see structure. Так. Okay, so this kind of grid. Then you can see breakdown figures. Also, it's kind of complex thing, and you know, there is a lot of workshops, tutorials talking about this. Like, you can see figure as cylinders, right? You can see them as a box, and you can see more like flat shapes and like very complex organic forms with like very sophisticated 3D forms. When you, so important to understand, when you make it as a box, you don't try to make like it's kind of, you need to remember it's just a like schematic image. It helps you to understand direction of like surfaces. So it's like my hand, right? It's so many surfaces, is very complex, but as a concept, as a like principle, we can say this is like front surface, like on a box, like it's have like one side, right? So this like front sides, and we have other side. Here is like side, like a top, let's say, side, right? And here is another one. So you break it down to very primitive, but it's helpful in a way. It's kind of give you better idea of just where this main surfaces and how they are oriented in a space and to each other. So like sometimes it's like aligned with a perspective grid, sometimes it's not. So like here, you see, we have this side. And why it's also important, because it's again is one more this kind of nuance which make it specific for artists and different from like 3D modelers or like actual like humans when they make video with humans. There is a lot of like a random shapes, but as artists you sometimes you need to make these shapes more readable and like more structural. So if I see like this leg here, this feet, maybe I will like align them better with each other, so it will look just kind of like better organized and better like for viewer to feel kind of dynamic, you know, so it doesn't feel like it's like totally scattered. Так, so here let's see, same. So there will be somewhere pelvis. So what happened with this upper arm and lower arm here? Longer here anyway. Same like a head. What happens to his head? And this guy like simplify it so you better understand direction of each form. Так. And same as like with ratio and height is not something which like you must do or like you are obliged. It's not like a necessary thing. It's kind of essential. It's helpful. It's this kind of like form grammar, and all it's about is that you should to understand it and be like able use it when you need. So for example, like let's say I want to draw one more guy here. It's like, whoa. So same, I can like clarify. And maybe like what happened with his head here. Here's some Spider-Man kind of standing upside down. So first can draw like a shape. And then you can convert this, not convert, but like kind of clarify like form of it. It's just, you see, again, it's like, you don't need to put in anatomy in this stuff, or like make every proportions right on this stage. And this stage is more about like orientation kind of. So let's say like how like each volumetric element of a body is oriented according to each other and according to space. And same like perspective grids, more you literate with this thing, more you can see it without drawing. Like we see like Kim Jong-il, for example, right? When you just see these boxes everywhere. And then another stage you also, it helps you to make kind of this line art when you understand form, right? So one thing about it is like you need to know how to work with this. Another thing, it's you need to know when you need this and how to use this, right? Well, same like anatomy, you know, like I hear so many times from students, like they say, like, learning anatomy is like destroy imagination or kind of creativity. It's like everybody who learn anatomy, there became like too much kind of, they can't forget it and it's distracting them all the time. It's a kind of personal mistake because it's your choice to make it to distract yourself, right? It's like you I think it was Glinkin who talking about this. You know, Glinkin is this guy like who can draw like all anatomy, everything like perfectly, but he draws these cartoony figures, and when you look at them, it looks like there is no anatomy at all, because he make it look so simple, but when he draw it, he see it's like X-ray vision. He see like every muscle, and it's like it's not exaggeration. You know, it's like absolute fact. Because he can anytime he can break down any of his drawing and like reveal all these muscles. Say like, okay, you see this bump is there because have a lot of muscles, and so he has this ability to showing off his anatomy in every drawing he make. He can make like every drawing like and like, you know, like zero fat, like when you see every muscle and stuff. But he don't do this. I forget how this called. Like there's some cool term for this called like when you are not showing off your skill, but there's like kind of for trained eye, they can reveal it. They can see it's like very, very tiny, like signs of this like very deep knowledge. Так, so, and same again, we can talk about height and ratio, right? So this is our eye level, and so you can see like on this wall, for example, right? So this is how high camera or eye level from a floor. Так. Yeah, it's like floor here, this eye level. Or figures, right? So it's like if he's standing here, so it's kind of about like pubic area. So if I draw, and again, like if we say this guy is like 170, right? So pubic area, usually it's like about half of a figure. It's like, at least it's like default proportions, like pubic area is like half of a figure. So if here will be second half, right? So total it's 170. I just kind of, you know, creating my own calculations here. So then I can show you. And I mean, like my own calculations here, just to explain logic, because if you have your own character, you know his height, right? Then you know exactly. So let's say what's his head here. Anyway, so now I can draw people around. Like I was already draw a guy here. So, and I can also make it like variation. Somebody maybe like a little lower than this guy. Maybe there's somebody in the ground actually. So, a reality of all this stuff, like accuracy, right? Let's talk it's all category of accuracy, like accuracy of proportions, ratios, all these measurements. In reality, like in let's say in the work process for artists, right? Nobody doing this like whole time. Usually people will just guess and say like, okay, if I drop this figure here, it's like look kind of correct, then it's okay. If it feels like wrong, then you start to measure like, okay, how, if it's wrong or not. Let me double check. Maybe like my feeling tell me it's right? So then say if he will stand up, let's say here, how tall he will be, you know, take these measurements and moving up here. Seems kind of right? So they don't need to be like everybody same height, somebody little lower, little higher. So when I make this like a little errors with the ratios, with the figures, then it looks okay. It looks like natural. If it's not like too big difference, right? Like if I draw like 3 meter guy, then it will feels like yeah, this guy is very different from other people. And if he very different, you should like, it should be like your punchline, right? So if there is like everybody like 170 about, and then one guy is 3 meter, okay, it should be for a reason. It's like some kind of character which you want to show, let's say like he is a kind of boss fight approaching, you know. So it's kind of dude. So, you want a fair fight? I need to wear like this hairstyle. Okay. Так, one more. Let's check out. This one, like, kind of already can see is like 1 point or 2 point perspective grid for this shot. So it's like this kind of full shot in a composition kind of, you know, there is size of shot. It's about what kind of information you showing, and what kind of role of the characters in this information. Like, for example, if close up, kind of, right? If we show like face close like this, then information artists in a comic book and the movies and animation, information they want to show you, it's a character emotion. So because here as you see is like most space in the frame is character face. So we don't have much more to look around, right? So it's like kind of, can see it's like look at my emotions, like what happened in my head right now. And then it's like when it's kind of like a belt area, right? So I have also a video about this, like kind of composition of frames, something like this. So when it's like about waist area, then you see it's like, that's why if you show this first, it's kind of making this like sit up, so you have in mind what kind of emotion right now associated with this character. And then on a frame 2, for example, you can show like his gestures, right? So this type of frame is size of shot. It's about like character gesture. So maybe like he pointing somewhere or stuff. So this where you kind of show your ability to draw arms and some kind of palms with gestures. And full shot, it's like, it's kind of always is like, you know, like in a character design panel, right? You have like this character drawing like a design. So same full shot for artists. I think it works like this, like a reminder, like a you basically you show like a symbol of a character. You say like a character as an icon. So it's like imprinting, like reminding people one more time who is this character. And when it's like bunch of characters, like a group, full shot, right? So we can see how they different and what is special about each character. So I don't know, look, so like I just try to. And maybe you know, there you can show this like kind of typical features. Maybe he always carry a rifle. Other character always like in a no, with a baseball hat. You know. So it's some kind of like character establishing shot. And it's not all information about this, but this one is one of very essential information about this. And then look like background, right? So here background, you can totally exclude background on this kind of shot with the emotions, right? It can be like a blank, or it can be like in a manga when they show instead of background, they showing like patterns. So these patterns, they just like add some extra energy, extra information. It's like see, it's like this or like this. And then on this second type of shot, same, it still can be like some, I mean, patterns you can use everywhere, but I think it's the most like a best application is in the first type of shot, because it's really helped to make like character like impression like more crazy, right? Like his emotion like more kind of accentuate emotions. But in a second, I think you already can like shows like very basic idea of what kind of environment. Maybe it's like some landmark, maybe like a tower on background or just like silhouette of space. Same here, it's just like can give idea like where they're standing. And then like in the first shot I drew today with a bird view, if like characters this small or even smaller, yeah, then of course it became as like environment, it's more about environment. So if here we're talking about characters, here we're talking about environments and like where these characters or how's, yeah, kind of how they positioned in a space, what is their relationship, kind of what, how small they are or whatever, also helps to viewer to get inside story space, right? That's why it's like you start from this kind of shots, so we can like kind of dive inside the world of a story. So, and yeah, here is some kind of between these two, this kind of picture we have here. So it's like give us information about space and give us this like icon of a character. So just kind of like immediate kind of image of what kind of guy main character is. And the perspective grid here is just a vertical y-axis. Maybe like 2-point perspective because car little in the angle. Let's say like this. X going like slightly up. Так. This one bridge, hard to say. Is this like our it's a x-axis or a bridge is turning, rotating, maybe it's like going down, maybe it's like a slope surface. It's impossible to know exactly unless you see it like from more different angles or 3D model. Yeah, it's look like it's turning into a bridge, so just keep it in mind, right? But again, it's like we make our own drawing, we simplifying, and we actually can do whatever we want, right? So just here I can see now it's x-axis going down, so its mean horizon line will be somewhere about here. So it's horizon line, and then okay, maybe this building I can take it as a x-axis, but anyway, so now I just add this convergence and I continue this. So it's not like 100% accurate, but it's based on perception and kind of delivery of visual message, right? So we have this visual message like of a car here being this upward kind of conversion, and here downward conversion. So it's also like a little bit like a hero shot, like it's called hero shot when camera is like looking up to showing character, right? So it's like this shot 2 and 3, we can show them like here I show it the camera just looking straight, right? But I can show them here actually it's not straight, it's a little up, but anyway I can show it's like more exaggerate. So if I show it's like waist shot like this, same, it's kind of like he making gestures, but it's clearly now camera looking from down up, right? So still is like kind of talking, but you feel now like a little children is kind of like this huge guy, and there's like clouds in the sky. So it's like feel like he's like a big tree or mountain. Same can be with a full shot, like characters. Can have this also. Strong convergence. Try to. And there's some building. No, so it's kind of like hero shot. So it's make feel character like more epic, more like tall, like always like he's tall, like reaching the skies, you know. And here's like have a little of this effect, camera like relatively low. So it's just like so standard tool. It's like you almost never show your main character with a different camera angle. Maybe only like when as a special like kind of shot when you want to show like your character losing control. So you show him like from top down. So he's kind of like a trapped or weak, confused, and this kind of down to earth moments. Так, so and the Z. So we have horizon line. I have this like wheel here, and somewhere there will be a second wheel. So this is our Z axis. So that's it. So perspective grid for this one. So it's kind of like one point perspective, but we have convergent x-axis. And again, you can use this like height, camera height. This is about like middle of his thigh. And so I can draw some. I don't know, in a game like, will he have a girlfriend or something? Okay. Okay, so now let's go draw it on the paper.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
Drinking some coffee. So write me in a comment like how many studies you did this week. If in a Friday night you're not drawing perspective breakdowns, then you're losing so much fun. Yeah, maybe it's kind of also important, these nuances, how you define terms, right? So what is fun and love, right? So there is like, I like from, I think it was Lucas, George Lucas, he say like a long time ago, I hear this and like, yeah, nice term, say a hard fun. Yes, so meaning is like you love to do something, like some actual like work, you love process, but it's not easy. So you enjoy it and also you struggle with it. So it's important to be able enjoy your work through struggle. Take it as a challenge, take it as an interesting task. You know, it's like, don't be this kind of easy goer when you believe your stuff, like your talent, is something which always going easy and smooth. No, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's impossible. Sometimes feels like impossible to do. Так. Hello, Henrik. Так, let's do this first. Yeah, I have tutorials already with like drawing stuff in like spaceships, and like I have video talking about how to draw perspective in the open space. Because you see, like we're talking about horizon lines, but horizon, it's horizon line like require Earth's surface, right? So it means you're on the planet Earth or some other planet, let's say, and there is horizon line. But how to draw like one point perspective when you're in the open space? So there is no horizon line. And I have video talking about this. go to search and you will find. Okay, yeah, so this one is just 1-point perspective. Team Rudiger. Nice. Every day I draw at least 1-2 video of your stream. Nice. Yeah, I'm constantly kind of jumping between different let's say disciplines, or like, you know, need to, like, I study how to write stories, then is human anatomy, how to draw clothes, coloring. So anatomy and coloring is kind of because like I'm constantly, like, I keep jumping into them, like spend like whole week like digging all this stuff, like learning, practicing, and then I got overwhelmed and I said, okay, I need to leave this stuff for a while. Maybe it should be other way. Anyway, somehow it's really also important what you have passion to. So it's just like I say, passion, your love or interest, is not about feeling it's something easy. No, it's something which make you get through complexity, through difficulty. So if you really love perspective, you will grind it no matter how hard it is. So this is how it worked for me, right? It's not like kind of it's easier than anybody else. So, or like I have some secrets nobody else have. No, I have like exactly same situation, same kind of, I'm in the same position like everybody been and will be, you know, this kind of exactly standard like beginner state when you have no idea like how to do it and you struggle a lot, and it's like a lot of frustration when you, like, your first drawings looks horrible, a lot of Cronenberg effect when you think you understand, but when you actually draw you realize you have no idea how to do this. So you going through all the stages, a lot of like kind of uncomfortable experience, but your kind of passion, it's something which kind of is like this energy fuel, which is just like you can't not do it, you know, like, let's say more clear. So it's not easy, but you going and doing it. So this your dedication, so it's really interesting thing. So it's really important for you, this, yeah. So talent or passion, it should be treated like almost like other way around as it usually treated. You know, usually people treat it, beginners consider it as something like they want, it gives something to them. It's like, oh, if I was really talented or like real passion, give me something. No, passion is like what you can give. So, and it means like it's really important to you. It's like you fall in love in perspective so much. So no matter how hard it is, you keep doing it because it's important for you. So like when you love some like I don't know, like your relatives, your girlfriend, right? It's not like you say like, hey, kind of make my life happier, kind of, right? It's selfish. It's not real love. It's egoism, kind of. I don't know what to say. So real love will be is like kind of like, I think she is amazing, and what can I do for her? Like I care of her. I want to do something like to make her life better, right? She important for me. So like anything you love is something which is important for you. And then you think about what should you do for this. So if art is important for you, right? Your hard work, your dedication, this how you prove it. This is like evidence of it. And this is what you should know kind of clearly. You need to know this for sure. It's not what you expect, not what you demand. It's not this kind of meaning what it should give to you. No, it already gave you everything. And if you're not care of it, it's just something world will like losing it forever probably, never know. Like imagine look like have so many like old artworks, architecture, right? They all can be destroyed and nobody will see them anymore forever. It is real, right? If you're not take care of your culture, history, traditions, it can all be vanished. So it is not like you go there and like, oh, give me some meaning. Like, what is the purpose of life? If everything right with you in your mind, let's say, for you just witnessing it, just kind of like being like aware of fact of existence of this stuff should strike you so deeply, so you feel like it's kind of nothing more important than this, or at least this one is not less important than a kind of other very important things. you know I don't know, hope it makes sense. Because here is like so many time and it's so kind of annoying. It's like, oh, I like to draw, drawing so cool. People say when they think it's about fun, like a play computer game. Everybody's so spoiled, like eating candies, playing computer games when you just push button and there's some cool stuff happen. With real life is not so easy, right? Так, anyway. Some helicopter stuff. Let's open doors. So yeah, in my opinion, it's kind of like a core uh, principles. It's kind of like a ethic which make artist artist. Someone without such ethic just can't be artist. Even if he's like using pencil, making some pictures, even if he's like making money, famous and whatever. For me, by my definition, uh, he just can't, not a real artist. He have no idea. He don't know anything if he don't have this kind of mentality, you know. So it's like when, imagine like when you uh, kind of like you see waterfall, right? You don't want to pack it and steal it and put it in your house or own it or whatever, right? You want to take care of it. You like think about as like it's amazing, it's a great stuff, and what can I do to like for it, or maybe I should just leave it be, you know. This kind of careful attitude, respectful, let's say. So let's так. Interesting about this Samson. There's some kind of new mechanic, if I understand right, from developers. So like this dude, he need to pay his debts to gangsters. If he don't pay, gangsters will like find him and beat him. Like a kind of like a in the GTA it was like police search, but there's like also gangster search main character to rob him because he own money for them. Hello to be you. Cabriolet. So it's really like crazy how similar it is to any other skill. So for example, language, like how we learn language. It's like there is some very, very basic level when you just kind of learn alphabet, like some like first 100 words, like cat, table, dog and stuff. And then you practice like specific kind of skill, for example, like how to read, how to listen, like reading, listening, speaking, what else? Writing, right? So if you improve your listening, it doesn't make you better writing, or your writing better. Your writing will still very bad. So to improve your writing, you need to write. You need to learn how to write, and you need to write, so you will improve your writing on a foreign language. Same, you can like improve a lot your reading, but your listening will be very bad. So you need to focus on practice training your listening specifically. So same with the drawing, right? You can, when you learn some basics about perspective, then you need to practice, like apply these principles for actual works, like what you've been studying for, right? So it's like you need storyboards, okay, start draw storyboards. And if you see is like your storyboards are repetitive, so there is not enough like variety for perspective, right? Okay, then make a set of references with a very, very different type of perspective, so you can practice whole range. So you're not just drawing like boxes for 20 years again and again, expecting it's like will improve your picture making, you know. But you actually are making pictures and practicing, like learning how to apply perspective, because there is a lot specific tiny nuances which you can you can understand and fix them only when you do actual work, when you have this like direct application. Tom Fox. Oh, cool. I will check. That's why maybe I have like recently more views. I don't remember who is Tom Fox right now. Let me check it out.
Who are you?
Bon. Gene Bond.
Ah, Tom Fox, okay. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I see like he have a book about drawing characters. Yeah, anatomy for artists. Yeah, that's cool. He know my channel. Nice. Так. Yeah, I seen his book a long time ago. I think it was like a Kickstarter, probably. Yeah, because we can see it's really always key element is this passion, and if like say if we take like 10 people, everybody will study same class, and everybody have like kind of equal talent, let's say potential, right? So they're both have a same potential to be artists. And obviously are artists who have more passion for particular subject. He will learn this subject better than others. And it's a lot of very subtle, tiny aspects to it. And these tiny aspects make whole difference. Так, anyway. There I drew some random stuff here. Same I think like with the money also. Kind of need to really love making money, I guess. Or at least like it's also a gap between people who don't love money and people who love money. Definitely. There will be a gap. Так, anyway.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
That's my secret trick for working with watercolor outdoors. Instead of bottle, you just take a spray with you, so you don't need like kind of reservoir for water. I will not do like serious coloring here, just put little shading. Anyway, let's draw down shot. So y-axis, horizon line, see vanishing point. So here we have like a crossroad. So dark. Yes. Like this. So like a four-line crossroad. So when you see like we're drawing different objects, it's like I say, they might have their own vanishing points, not align with perspective grid. Sometimes they align, sometimes they're not, so they will have their own vanishing points. But when they're standing on the ground, it means vanishing point will be on the same horizon line. And also all of them share same y-axis, same vertical axis. It's like like this vehicle has this y-axis. And this also have same y-axis. So I look, sometimes I want to align, say like this car, align to perspective grid. Then I have circle, I have helicopter. So it's like a projector. From helicopter. There's some mountain, etc. Still wet. Is anyone using Copics? I tried before some Copics, but it seems it's best when you have whole set. Like you need to have all these colors. And then just refill them from time to time. It's kind of very expensive. So also I have video how to draw vehicles in perspective, like a more convenient way, not like complex like a Scott Robertson. And then also soon will be video talking about drawing vehicles Scott Robertson way, also like reviewing last chapter in his book these helicopters look. Так. Yeah, I have also cool tutorials about drawing roads. How to draw roads in perspective. Because, there is a book, Framed Perspective. And I like when he was talking there about drawing roads in perspective. And it's very interesting. But at the same time, I find it's like little kind of not convenient approach. And then, or at least, can make some other approach it little different way. So I find very cool technique how to draw roads. You can draw like very crazy roads. An idea very simple there. I like just unify everything into light and shadow. So here horizon line, y-axis. So you see here we have 90 degrees, so this 90 degrees show us camera angle. Так. And this will be a Z vanishing point on a horizon line. Now we draw lines to this Z vanishing point. And X kind of goes this way. So have horizon line X. Now do above horizon line like this, and we can continue. So then if I want more X axis, I just subdivide here and here. Okay, subdivide. So that's it. Perspective grid. Now I can put figures in it. Some composition of a space and characters. Pencil accident. So okay. Так, окей. So так. I will make it more extreme here. Так. See. Down. Oh, I just remember I drew a comic book with this kind of punch. Knee in the face. It's better when you also use hands to push head closer to your knee. Kind of this. So it's not a selfish knee punch, but you also make some help him reach his destiny. Так. Don't throw selfish punches. It's like, whoa. Kind of this. So you see first is like shapes. Same with space, once you have perspective grid, to draw space, you need, it's mostly focus on 2D design of a space, like 2D composition. So you're looking for interesting shapes. Like placement of objects, it's became like so easy to do. So most important part actually it's this abstract design, like how you organize lines of these forms. So and once I have like this 2D composition, so which shows me size and place, right? So like what size of these two characters, what is their space, place in the picture space. Let's say, it's here like this, or they can be here. So it's kind of very basic, general principles first before you go into details. So once, like when you work in this way, like iterative approach, you can step by step grow complexity. So once you know where they are, okay, now you can think about make them three-dimensional. It's like if you want to clarify. So like what kind of sides of a leg I will see from this position. Так. And again, like with proportions, shapes, not perfect. I know it's not about proportions much here. It's defining form, right? So like I know where is my back side, where is my front side, stuff like this. So let's see. So this guy. So he's like little spreading his legs. So you see the like top surface here and the back surface here of the lower side. There can be like a shadow. Here's like broken nose. Oh, it's like jaw. It's like where, and a tooth fly. It's like sweet tooth, bro. You can draw every tooth in perspective if you want. Так. So, and then you see it's like a lot of about how you organize all them together, because minimum, like minimum requirements, it's a clarity. If you don't reach clarity, then it's kind of like you fail minimal requirements, right? So clarity is like, what is this thing here? Is some kind of shelves, right? So I think like how to draw them so they will be better read as a shelves. Let's see, some kind of this, and this like pillar, ventilation, pipe. There's some poster. And there is window. There I can see some buildings. So height here again is like about pubic area. So there's somebody is like, oh no, looking in a window. And on a reference, we don't have props here, but I will give him knife, so our guy look more noble. It's like, okay, so he use a knee against guy with a knife. Now he's look like good guy. Our character is a good guy. It's a good like when your main hero and your artist is your friend. I can fabricate, make you look better. Так. Так, let's see here some stuff. Hello, Marla Bruns. Can I have drawing tips from you, because I'm really big fan? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, what do you mean? What kind of drawing tips? You can ask me right now. If you want like feedback, like showing your drawings, you can like take like first tier membership on this channel and join Discord. So in my Discord for channel members, I can give feedback, and I just every day there, so usually I comment. You just ask me anything you want to know and I will reply. Like if for people who watch 10 years after, maybe 10 years after I will be busy, but right now you lucky, and I definitely have time to reply in Discord. I don't want to review your works in Instagram, just because, let it be some kind of benefit for channel members, because I have Patreon and I have kind of membership, and I don't know why ask money from people, right? It's like I don't like to make hidden videos, so there are some bonus videos, but I don't have like secret knowledge. Everything I know, everything I like to share, I share open videos. So to become channel member, it's if you want to support me, because like, yeah, it's really helped to pay my loan for a house. Right now it's like so expensive, and any support I really appreciate. And as a benefit, maybe it's a kind of chat in Discord. We can talk, and you can show your works in Discord. So what is your poses in nature? Just watch my videos, go to video. I have so many video, like how to draw nature. There is tutorial, and just write like in a search, write like how to draw nature. And I have tutorial talking about this, a very good one. And how to draw people in perspective. Same, you just kind of write in a search, like go my channel page, YouTube, Jinbon Art YouTube channel, right? There is search. This one, search. And you type here, what do you want to learn, and it will suggest video for you. Because already so many video, and people ask me, I already explained before. And there is many very good tutorials with very in-depth explanation. Also, I recommend you watch, maybe like first you better watch video how to improve. I have a video how to improve, name of the video. So you better watch this video first. Oh, cool. Thank you to Team Rudiger. Yeah, any support I will appreciate, like even like just like $1 or whatever. I don't know what is minimum there. I also think I will maybe upload all videos. I will check if it's possible to upload all tutorials to Patreon. So like yeah, can make like membership videos will be on a paid tier in a Patreon. So I will check it out. I think I can do this. Today we'll look. So, and you see this kind of breakdowns, this kind of perspective analysis, focus on recreating instead of copying. And when you apply breakdown, so first you see what kind of perspective grid is there, what kind of composition, what kind of gestures, shapes, and then you recreate them, but you recreate them not with the purpose to copy entirely, right? You don't want to make like same picture. You want to take like a successful elements. It's like, like you hear a song and some parts in the song you find is like really good, but other for you just like okay or not, or even like some parts no good and you skip them. So it's like I think it's David Bowie. Yeah, David Bowie, he says like he was like he's super prolific creativity. It's a result of this approach when he just like steal everything best he can find from other musicians and put them all them together. So this kind of like what we do, right? You don't want to copy everything you see. You need to understand why you like this. You need to understand what makes this picture strong or interesting. Find these key elements and transfer them, use them in your work. This approach, this practice, very, very kind of very helpful and help you not only learn perspective, but is about general picture making kind of skill. So you became like more and more literate and experienced with making pictures. Like I find even like when I did very big murals, like 3 meter size, I have like 5 meter, maybe even 10 long. Like so it's like 3 meter high and 10 meter long mural. Crazy. And I was just like drawing like very detailed line art. So I have very short time for such murals because they don't pay me much, and I need to move very far to get to this place. So it's very interesting condition when I need very quickly develop composition. You know, it's like space, characters, some vehicles there, like people on motorcycles, cars. And I find that this every drawings I did before, like even this small size, they influence my ability, improving my ability to draw like very big drawings. So it's just like this kind of small picture making develop your general ability of making pictures. Just you became like more fluent, more confident. It's not only about like drawing perspective grids, but how to make pictures and with a proper perspective, kind of have a control over perspective, right? So here's like punching him in the jaw. It's like whoosh. So I kind of like strongly encourage like every beginners to do this. So it's important to understand you don't go to any community or YouTube or whatever workshop to find this comfort and confidence. You will never find it. You will only spend your money for this, you know? Like you go, like you watch some video from some guy on YouTube and they're advertising telling you, oh, this amazing workshop. You go there and you learn how to make, you learn how to be confident and etc, right? But come on, just how long time you need to finally realize that no matter where and what you learn, eventually you will be alone. You will be alone, sit in your room on your working table in front of a picture and facing all your discomforts, fear, lack of confidence and stuff. And the only way to become artist is to learn how to face it and get over it yourself. Do it yourself, you know. So all this like, I don't know how to draw perspective. You know everything. Like there is a book in front of you, right? Just do what the freaking book tell you. That's it. There is like like my YouTube channel, for example. Basically, you can watch like 5 video, and then 500 video. I repeat just 100, no, like 450 times same stuff again and again, like you know, reminding, like I say, doing this practice. And how many people do this? I don't know, like 5 or 1 or nobody. So people kind of like eventually, you know, is like people just looking for comfort, for emotional support. And like when I see some questions about like kind of give me advice, tell me how, and the question is like very general, right? Like I understand if you have like specific question, is like say I was drawing, I don't know, like 6-point perspective, like there is a dude holding a sphere and like I'm not sure how to draw this. Okay, this is specific question, so it means like you're working on some particular problem, right? And you're trying to solve it, or how to draw ratios in perspective. Yeah, maybe you don't know, I already have this video, so you asking this, right? But then when people like ask me like very general questions, like how to learn perspective, I don't know, like you tell me you don't know how to learn perspective, or is like you, in reality I think like actual question is kind of like help me get through my misery, kind of, right? Like I'm a struggle, I suffer from feeling like uncomfortable with like this beginner stage when everything feels like a failure and the process very slow. Like you look like other drawings, like Kim Jong-il, like drawing so fast, but when you draw it's so slow, and it's discouraging and kind of demotivating. You think like, why am I not talented, or am I doing something wrong? Nothing wrong, you're just doing your first baby steps, right? So like look like how like a kitten, right? A cat is like wildest, craziest beasts. They're like inborn sport masters, but their first steps, they're like shaking like this. You see like a kitten moving, right? Like like this. So it same feels your first perspective drawings. So I think it's just important sometimes we remind it to each other. Sometimes you go somewhere and like to other artist and you ask him like how to learn perspective, and he say you it's not about how to learn perspective, it's just about stop being pity for yourself and just draw, you know, just sit and draw, go through all this. It's just uncomfortable. It's not like it's a real pain or real kind of trouble. It's just kind of little stress compared to everything else. This is like so light, and the kind of problem is just mindset when beginners think it should be easy, you know. It's nobody say like kind of how to say nothing should be anything, right? Like a perspective drawing owe you nothing, and if you want it to be easy, you learn how to make it easy. You learn how to make it easy for yourself, because yeah, you can also spend many years struggle with this, and you will keep struggle if you not figure out for yourself how to make it easy. So kind of this worth worth mentioning, I guess. So and all this discomfort, frustration, it kind of like in one hand, kind of you will always struggle with it, right? But on the other hand, also you actually learn how to deal with it, and you learn how to have a lot of joy from work. So when you will kind of, let's say you wake up, you need to draw today like 2 comic book pages, right? You feel like it's a lot of work. You just wake up, you go to your working place, and you feel like simultaneously you feel excitement, like because you will do what you love, and also kind of fear, maybe it's like fear is like maybe I don't know, it's kind of weird, but you will feel like kind of maybe I forget how to draw, or I will fail today, or don't know, it's like something will go wrong. It's weird, but these subjective fears, they always can appear, and you don't need any actual reason for this. It's just like so-called resistance. Every creators have this, and this resistance pushing you into procrastination. So it's like, oh, maybe before I start to working, before I start to drawing, maybe I go to watch some tutorials telling me how to start drawing, or like maybe, yeah, if I will practice perspective, kind of is right thing to do, but I don't know, I'm not sure, it feels stupid. It feels like everybody do, but I want to do something special, and whatever excuse just to tell you to not do the work. Take some kind of stuff here. So, and then when you don't have this inner kind of traitor in your head, when you will not have this kind of very rare moments, it will feel like a privilege, it's like, oh, really, like this today or this hour, nothing, like I don't have any doubt, I don't have any stuff like messing with my brains. It's like being lucky and privileged for some short time. So it's not default state. Default state is to have all this inner struggle. Which you just learn how to ignore it. And maybe you notice, there are some people who don't have any doubts, So some of them, they have like a condition. So it's like a psychopaths or narcissistic disorder. So these people, they don't have any doubts. Some people, they have like, they just arrogant, right? Maybe they're just arrogant. They're not crazy, but they're arrogant, and they also don't feel doubts. They just like, I can do whatever, and if something wrong, it's wrong, not because them. It's wrong because everything around and everybody wrong, but not me, right? So when you see this kind of people who always like their work, always happy with everything they do, no, I don't like their work as artists. Like, as artists, they cannot be real artists, even if they're doing a lot of artwork, kind of selling them, because then there is some of art people like professionally who is work as artists, like in the art market, but who is not artist by kind of state of mind, right? They're too, they don't have kind of sense. And at the same time, like best artists I know, no matter like how skilled they are, they filled with like very humble, and often they're like not sometimes even have this like imposter syndrome or like very low self-esteem. It's like today you happy or think like, oh my god, I'm a genius, and tomorrow you like cannot make any picture because you feel like a fraud, and it's like I drawn all my life but I didn't learn how to draw. And professional is just you need to draw anyway, even if you feel this way. You just it's weird subjective kind of sabotage in your brain. That's why you need to read book War of Art, since Pressfield, I have it somewhere. Stephen Pressfield, I think. War of Art. He talking about this. And watch my video how to improve. It's very important. Because what is important to understand, this saying like half solution is in problem definition. It's like half answer or 80% of answer is already in a question. So it means is super important to ask a right question, to define question. So spend more time on understand what you're actually asking or what you're actually looking for, what is actual problem, right? Like formulate it more precise, because better you understand it, better you will like closer to solution you will be. And that's why sometimes, like when you talk to some people with experience or knowledge, you might ask them question and you will get answer to another question, and you think like, why he telling me this? I ask about how to draw Pokemon in perspective, but he answered me about like reading Pressfield book. Like, why he don't answer? You don't answer my question, right? Exactly, because he know like what is real question for you, what is really important for you right now. So at the most of questions, like general questions about how to draw perspective, right now I always say you just go watch my video how to improve. This is like what you really need to know. It's really helpful. Hello, Tyler Clancy Dunn. Thank you. What digital art? I just don't like feeling of making working digitally. It's just kind of it feels fake when you do it. So for example, just idea of it so unnatural. It's like when I draw with ink, I practice how to better control, how to master material tool. But when you work with digital, right, you work with the imitation of tools. So it's like I want to make it look like a watercolor, and there are some pixels on a screen should to kind of be broken certain way to make it look like watercolor. So it's like when you work with watercolor, it's some kind of like it feels like it's some kind of like perfect material, it's like it's alive. So it's like you can compare like cat to dog and say like which animal is better, but I think it's like no makes sense, right? They're different, they're perfect as they are. Same with like art materials, they feels like some amazing form which is like by itself is perfect, and when you work with them you kind of you having like this experience like you working dealing with something great, like it somehow kind of make you better because you learn how to handle it, like kind of like how to ride a horse, right? So you learn how to riding horse is not like well, I never ride horse myself, but like from my experience from Red Dead Redemption to I'm a kind of some kind of cowboy myself. So it's not like you just like like start engine and drive, right? So it's some kind of like you need to some kind of like a relationship, kind of partnership with the horse. Same with painting, drawing, every art material is basically it's like kind of you change yourself to work with them. You need to learn how to handle, how to control. You need to understand material. And for me, digital is like working like totally like other way around. In digital, you can make like perfect concepts, like perfectly clear structures, right? Just make 3D. You can make 3D, you can make like whole virtual reality with amazing colors. And when you trying to make like a drawing in digitally, it's like you're deducting all this. It's like you need to like make it imperfect. So it should be like a broken somehow, limited somehow. And then it's like it's broken, limited down to the level when it's look like a pencil drawing. So it's kind of feels kind of weird, you know. It's like trying to make a broken picture. But right now I'm making like motorcycle book, how to draw motorcycle, and making technical drawings digitally is just faster, and I can make like videos of a process. I don't need to scan, so I guess like professionally it's totally fine, understandable. You can make digital, but as a kind of creative process, as artist, I think it's definitely less alive than when you work with a real medium. And I think in the future we'll go more and more. It will be like really important, like people will more appreciate to kind of like take like actual original work in their hands or go to exhibition, something like this. I think like because it will be like printing, 3D printing everywhere, and they will be able to imitate anything. But then you have like actual handmade work, and if it's like on a master level, it's definitely, it's absolutely unique. So like her friend Donald Colley, urban sketcher Donald Colley, like he's sketching life, people and environment with Faber-Castell markers. And I've been watching a lot of his videos, like maybe all his open lectures and workshops, like you can find on YouTube, read his blog, like copy his sketches and stuff. And then we invite him to Taiwan, so he was being in Taiwan, we drew together, and I see like his originals, like I see like how it looks when it's original on paper, like hard to explain, but it's the same picture on the screen. It looks like, yeah, great, but when you see it in the real life, it's blow your mind, because it look like, no way, it's look so kind of inhumane. It's like I mean, like you can see level of a skill, because like you look at this drawing, you understand I can take these markers myself, but level of mastery he have in his work, like I have no idea how he does this, is like so nuanced kind of. And in every his drawing, which is like on a digital, even will look like like when I scan on a computer photograph, it looks like some of them looks like okay, just like quick sketch. Even them in reality looks like fantastic, So definitely it's just like traditional is more preferable. Like I consider digital is more like necessity. And somebody maybe prefer digital, but I don't understand them. It's just some kind of different taste. And there's so much crazy stuff. It's like you can draw people portraits. It's like go to museum like with the classical portraits, right? Like can be like oil painting or watercolor or drawings. Look like quality and level of their work and try to reach this level. And kind of it will change your life. It's just for sure. Because just imagine this. First of all, like being able to do this work with such kind of accuracy and delicacy, kind of, right? And also being able to draw people like this, who will like, people will cry, you know. You will draw them and they will like cry and like what? How you do this? It look like magic, you know. So it's kind of with all this mass market stuff, you know, people forget and not aware about this. It's like kind of this feeling of like pristine or divine when something is just looking as like, wow. You can feel like how much I don't know, kind of there is something bigger than life, bigger than artist himself. It's just something like immortal appear in such work. Yeah. It was interesting also when I study art college. You know, we study, like watch all these books with reproductions of old masters. And then like 2 years after, I was in a big museum and I see originals, like they have this like huge, like 3 meter canvases. And it's like no ways. When I watch them like reproductions, is have like nothing from how it feels in when you watch real work. And more than this, you know, it's this artist like 100 year ago, like 200 year ago. His brush, he's like himself was working with this canvas, and right now is here, right? So it's kind of like have this special energy. It's like your connection with history. It's like, yeah, communication with different generations. So kind of just simplify here to make it faster without details. So maybe this witness in the window will call police. Have a 2-star.
Who are you?
Jim Bond.
Yeah, just remind me this I've been drawing. So here's this guy fighting with a kind of berserker. Just kind of too much difference in the mess. And then to draw this, like his knee punch in the nose, I use 3D program. Just put all these two figures together, move camera around, because I was just like, I have no idea how to draw this from this angle. Sometimes, you don't see it every day, right? So your brain really don't know. Your brain really like have no idea. Like you're trying to put it together, and you can't because you never seen it yourself. So then 3D program or dolls. If you have two dolls, you can put them, make a photograph, kind of this. So here's like how Fyodor Emelianenko been like win one fight with a huge, huge Korean guy. It's like, I don't know, like 3 meter tall, maybe, huge guy. Crazy. So let's draw last one. Whoa, delay is so crazy. It's like 2 minutes delay maybe, or 5 minutes. Crazy. So let's see. Vehicle. Dude. Horizon line. So y-axis just vertical. X-axis. Go like this. And the vanishing point about here. Or maybe let's make. Так, wait a second. This horizon line. Yeah, the vanishing point here. So there is a telephone booth. Put it here. There's some city. Some stains. So you see, even like it's like a noise on the ground, just some kind of pattern. But when you have perspective grid, you can kind of put it stuff in perspective, so it feel like it's a line on the ground, it's a line on the surface. So especially when you draw from imagination, better always do sketch of no, better make a grid. Так. Clouds. Let's see. I just figure out there are some people against some gangster. Da 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 da. Yeah, so look around my channel. um, Use a search or just browse old videos. There is a lot analysis and like very good tutorials about different camera angles, breakdown of Akira, Pet Labor, Ghost in a Shell, some even Daniel Warren Johnson stuff. Like no, this is what you been looking for all this time, about how to fill this gap between theory and practice. Also, write your requests, feedback, any comment, basically just whatever. Just write hello, because, for YouTube, it's, you can support me, become channel member, or support me on Patreon, or you can just write comments, push likes, share video, so it will help really. Oh, and just like to see live people feedback, it's very interesting. So we have more human communication. Oh, cool. Day became member of a channel. Thank you for support. Welcome. Yeah, and there is a link in the chat for members. There is a link for Discord. So let me know if it's not work. I will make a new link. And my Discord is like for members or channel guests. Sometimes I invite artists, and they're also in my Discord. And kind of like technically, if you just 1 month been member of my channel, you can stay in a Discord. So I don't delete people because it's hard to check who's quit or who is still member. I don't know how to track. Too complicated. No, still I can sometimes delete people for a weird reason, but I think I don't do it anymore. I hope. Before I have some argues. Seems I better now. But yeah, most of channel members, everybody from YouTube, they're still there. So, and we talking almost every day. I give you feedback. Like if you have question, like show your work and have like any question, I will answer. I like to talk about drawing. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Yech all day. Yach. Sorry if don't know how to read. Yach all day. Yeah, so soon I will finish my motorcycle book. So will be like more tutorials about motorcycles. It will be very cool. I have so many information now. I'm like motorcycle encyclopedia. It's crazy. And also will do video about Boolean operations. Some more video about how to draw weapons and military gear. And Scott Robertson. And there at certain point I will start to draw comic books again. So will be some comic book process. Some lazy watercolor sketch. Yeah, definitely less passionate with coloring, but still I want, because kind of every time I color, I don't like how much time it takes, because like 8 hour drawing after take about 8 hour to properly color it. So I keep looking for how to make it easier and faster. Find some quick coloring technique.
Madness. This is Jane Bond art.
bird here, kind of. Okay, anyway, kind of quick shading. Still need to figure out how to organize lighting so it will be better show watercolor. Так. Okay, so see you in the next video, next stream. Write your comments, feedback and stuff.